Welcome to Lecto. Today we are going to discuss hemorrhage. So hemorrhage is basically the extravasation of the blood from the ruptured blood vessel, or you can simply say that the leakage of the blood from the blood vessel is called the hemorrhage. So it has two conditions. When you see the blood vessel ruptured, and in which you will see both the tissue and the blood vessel rupture, then in this case, if you see here, when both the blood vessel and the tissue rupture, then what will happen? Then in this case, the blood from the blood vessel start flowing outward. So this is the first condition, that is called external hemorrhage, in which the blood start flowing outside the body. This is the condition 1. Second condition, in which the tissue will remain the same, but in this case only the blood vessel will rupture and the blood start flowing in the tissues. This is the second condition, that is called the internal hemorrhage. So basically two hemorrhage, external in which the blood start flowing outward, and the second one is the internal in which the blood moves inside the body, or you can say in the muscles, or you can say tissues. So these are basically the two conditions. Okay. If we see here like different causes of the hemorrhage. So first one, most important, is the chronic congestion. Chronic congestion. So as we know, when you see the congestion, what is congestion? As we know that the three most important components of the blood vessel. First one is the artery. This is the first component. Second component will be the capillaries, and the third component will be the vein. So congestion is basically the failure of the blood flow from the veins. This is called the congestion. So when the blood not drain from the vein, then what will happen? The pressure in the capillaries start increasing. And in this case, the most chances of the ruptures of the capillaries, and that's why you will see the hemorrhage, capillary hemorrhage. So that is caused by the chronic congestion, and as we know that the congestion goes towards the cardiac failure as well. Okay. Second is the different. You will see the different disorders in which you will see the hemorrhage. So when you will see the hemorrhage in different disorder, then that hemorrhage will be called the hemorrhagic diatheses. So in which you will see the von Willebrand disease, and you can say the hemophilia. So that is hemorrhagic diatheses, in which you will see the blood hemorrhage due to the some disorders like the hemophilia, in which you will see the factor deficiency. So this is actually called the hemorrhagic diatheses. And most important, when you will see the large ruptures of the large blood vessels. So four most important situation in which you will see the rupture of the large blood vessel. So first condition in which you will see the hemorrhage, that will be the trauma. When you will see the trauma, you will see the loss of blood due to the hemorrhage. This is the first condition. Second condition is atherosclerosis, or you can say atherosclerosis, in which you will see the formation of the fatty plaque in the blood vessel, and you will see the formation of the thrombus, and that causes the hemorrhage of the blood vessel. Third condition is the inflammatory erosion of blood vessel. The erosion or the ruptures of the blood vessel due to the inflammatory condition. And fourth one will be the neoplastic condition, that also causes the ruptures of the blood vessel. So these are basically the four different conditions in which you will see the hemorrhage. So as we discussed that the hemorrhage, you will see two types, external and internal. So if you see here like external and the internal, okay, In the external, when the blood starts flowing outward, you will see the formations of the clot outside the body. This is actually in the external hemorrhage, you will see the formations of the clot. But in internal hemorrhage, when the blood moves inside the tissues, you will also see the formation of the clot, but in this case we give a specific name to the clot, and that is hematoma. So in this case we call hematoma, formation of the blood clot inside the body. In the hematoma you will see the two different situations. If the blood loss from the blood vessel will be in low amount, then you will see the bruises. In the bruises you will see the low amount of the blood loss. But in some situations, like in the aortic aneurysm, what is the aortic aneurysm? You will see the bulging or the expanding of the aorta. So in this case, lot of chances of the ruptures of the aneurysm. In the aortic aneurysm, you will see the hemorrhage. So when the aortic aneurysm become hemorrhage, then what will happen? Then the blood start flowing in the retroperitoneum. That's why it is called the retroperitoneal hemorrhage. So you can also see the retroperitoneal hemorrhage. So when in this case you will see the loss of large amount of blood, but in bruises you will see the loss of low amount or small amount of the blood. So these are basically the different situation. Okay. Next we will discuss different terminologies. First one is the petechia. In the petechia you will see the loss of the blood, or you can say hemorrhage. But in this case you can easily detect the petechia, and the petechia size will be the 1 to 2 millimeter. So this is the size of the petechia. When you will see the hemorrhage inside the body, you can easily detect from the outside, and that you can see these appear as a small dot on the skin, and that the size of the dot will be the 1 to 2 millimeter. So you can see it on the skin. Okay, this is the one on the surface of the skin. But you cannot say it will always show on the skin. It can be shown on the mucosa, and it can also be appear on the serosa. So mucosal lining, that is actually present in the whole GIT tract, and serosa, that is the outermost layer of the GIT tract. So these can be appear in all these different surfaces, and size will be the 1 to 2 millimeter. Okay. The question is reasons of the petechia formation. So you will see the different. When you will see the increase in the intravascular pressure. So when you will see the increase in the intravascular pressure, you will see the petechia. You can also see the low platelets count. When you will see the platelets count is low, you can also see the petechia. There is another defect in the platelets count, also causes the petechia. And you can also see the factor deficiency, that is actually involved in the coagulation pathway. Okay. Next is the purpura. So purpura will also appear on the same three surfaces, and the causes will also be the same, but the size of the appearance will be different, and that will be 2 to 5 millimeter size. Okay, that is called purpura. Okay, so the surfaces will be the same, factor will be the same, and you can also see the different factors like the vascular fragility, weakness of blood vessel, and as you know that when the blood vessel become weaker, then it can be ruptured easily. Okay. Next is the ecchymoses. In the ecchymoses, you will see the size will further increase, and that will be the 1 to 2 centimeter. There are actually millimeter, and centimeter is larger unit. So in the ecchymoses, you will see the size of the or loss of the blood will be in large amount. So the question is, when the blood loss and you will see the formations of the hematoma. Hematoma. So now the body has clearing mechanism in which the different macrophages come towards the hematoma and clear the hematoma. So in this case, you will see the, as we know that the hematoma is the clot in which you will see the RBCs. Okay, RBCs. In the RBCs you will see the macrophages engulf these RBCs and break or destroy the RBCs that is actually present in the hematoma. And after that you will see the hemoglobin, formations of the hemoglobin. As you know that the hemoglobin is actually present in the RBCs. If you see here, this is the RBCs and the hemoglobin is present at the periphery of the RBCs. So in this case, hemoglobin will release and hemoglobin will further convert into the bilirubin. Okay, and the bilirubin is further converted into the hemosiderin. So in which you will see the iron will store in the hemosiderin. So these are basically the different. So in all these processes you will see the hematoma will change its color in all these processes. Okay. Next is the hemothorax. So when you will see the blood accumulate in different cavities, then you will call different terminologies. So if you see here, hemothorax, when the blood accumulate in the pleural cavity. So as in a thorax means chest. So as if the blood accumulate in the pleural cavity, then it is called hemothorax. This is the one condition. If the blood accumulate in the pericardium, if the blood accumulate in the pericardium cavity, then it is called hemopericardium. When the blood accumulate in the peritoneum, then it is called hemoperitoneum. When the blood accumulate in the peritoneal cavity, that is actually around the abdomen. And you can say when you will see the amount of the blood in the or hematoma in the joints, then you will see hemarthrosis. So these are basically the different condition. Hemothorax, lungs, hemopericardium, that is related to the heart, hemoperitoneum, that is related to the abdomen, hemarthrosis, that will be the related to the joints. So in all these conditions you will see the loss of the blood and different RBCs will release from the blood vessel. So in this case the different macrophages destroy the RBCs, and due to the destructions of the RBCs, in this condition you can see a condition that is called jaundice. Jaundice can be seen in these conditions. So most important point, these actually the internal hemorrhage or bleeding. So when you will see the factor deficiency or there is a defect in the factor, coagulation factor, then you will see the bleeding will be the internal. When you will see there is a defect in the platelets and there is a defect in the platelet function, you will see the bleeding or the hemorrhage will be the external, and that can be visible outside. So this is the hemophilia is the most important factor in which you will see the factor A deficient. So in the factor A deficient in the hemophilia you will mostly see the hemarthrosis, formation of the hematoma in the joints. But when you will see the defect in the platelets, you will see these petechiae, purpura and ecchymoses. Next you will see hemorrhage will depend on two factors. Volume of the blood loss, first one is the volume of the blood and second one is the rate at which the blood loss during hemorrhage. So these are basically the two factors. So in the volume of the blood, so if we discuss that in healthy person 20% blood loss will not affect the healthy person, but unhealthy person will be affected when we will see the 20% volume of the blood loss from the body. So this is the condition. This is actually depend on the health. It can also depend on the location of the hemorrhage. If the hemorrhage happens in the brain, intracerebral hemorrhage, so in this case the patient goes to death. But when you see the hemorrhage in the joints, then the chances of the patient will be high. So these are basically the two different situations. The hemorrhage can be depends on the location. Okay, this is the condition. Next, if you see like the anemia, when you will see the loss of the blood, as we know that the blood bleeding can be internal and the external. So if you see here, like when the bleeding internal, then you will never see the iron deficiency anemia. But when the bleeding external bleeding, then you will see the iron deficiency, specifically iron deficiency anemia, because in blood bleeding you also see the loss of the iron. So in this case, why? There is a reason. Like in the peptic ulcer and the menstruation, you will see the external bleeding, blood loss from the body. So it means the iron along with that will also be lost. But in the internal bleeding, you will see the formation of the hematoma. And when you will see the hematoma can be cleared up by the macrophages. And the iron that is present in the RBCs will go toward the macrophages. And from the macrophages, these iron can be again utilized in the body. So it means that in the internal bleeding, you will never see the iron deficiency anemia. But when you will see the external bleeding, you will see the iron deficiency anemia, because in this case you see the loss of the iron. So these are basically the different situations of the hemorrhage. If you have any question, you may ask in the comment section. Thank you so much.